Alright, so the business with 0 to the 0 being 1 doesn't have any impact on the fact that it is indeterminate. And the fact that it is indeterminate has absolutely no impact on what its value is. What indeterminate means is that you take, your thing here, okay, 0 to the 0, and what you do is you replace this with some function, and you replace this with some function, and then so that kind of spits out this guy. And then we're going to take the limit as this dude approaches 0, right? And in this case, you can pop out any number for infinity, 0, 1, right? Like anything, pretty much. Any number will pop out of this bastard doing this, using this method of trying to figure out what the hell it is. But so what? That means absolutely nothing. That doesn't mean anything as far as what the value actually is. Because it's like, you live in a house, right? What's the point of having a door? The point of having a door is to control entry into the house, right? So the fact that I cannot get into the house through the roof doesn't mean that there's no interior to the house. The limit never actually evaluates the function, the 0 to the 0 thing. It never evaluates that. It evaluates approximations to it. So we're coming at it from all different angles, but unless we actually go through the door, we can't get in. So what? This is completely irrelevant to anything. The fact that 0 to the 0 is indeterminate doesn't mean we don't know what it is. There are things like 0 on 0, which is also indeterminate, which doesn't have a value. There is no value for this. Okay? And this one is independent of limits. This one doesn't have a value, period. When you evaluate it, you can evaluate it and yield any number. Here, we're not evaluating 0 to 0. 0 to the 0 power. We're not evaluating it. We're approximating it. Okay? When you approximate this, or this way, you get nothing. You get any answer. They're indeterminate. That's what that means. When you actually evaluate this, and I think another one is actually this, which would also equal 1. Because literally anything to the 0 power is 1 by definition. It does not matter what the base is, because the base never comes into play if we've defined it correctly. So it doesn't matter that this is a 0. It matters that this is a 0. And that's what gives us 1, because of what exponents are. This one works differently. Notably, something like this is not indeterminate, but it's also, when you evaluate it, you get the same crazy ass nonsense that you get from this. They behave pretty much exactly the same way. You get all of the numbers when you try to evaluate this. You get all of the numbers when you try to evaluate this. So the fact that it's indeterminate has no actual bearing on the value of it. So, people who, are afraid to say that 0 to the 0 is 1 because it's indeterminate? What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Yeah, it's indeterminate, and it's 1.